Well, currently I'm the owner of two companies. So I own a construction, multi-service contracting company, and I own a furniture restoration and upholstery company. Now, the furniture company was my first company that I started after being at UB for a few months. And I started this company as a way to create job opportunities for disadvantaged people living in the community. And we mostly focus on high-end furniture, hotels, lounges, and restoration work for museums. So I have two role models. My first one is Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban because I would call him an opportunist. So he'll look for like ideas, put his money into it, grow the business, sell it, do something different. So it could be software, sports teams, different things like that. So I was looking for a way to create some job opportunities, but also make some money. So Mark Cuban and Tony Stark from Iron Man was just So my mom influenced me in the sense to so that I could save money. So she was always big on, even if you wanted nice things, save money and save it up and then buy something like good quality that lasts versus just buying something cheap. So I always kept that in mind, even when I do like my supply orders and the way I manage my budget. Well, I didn't have any money, right? So I was poor relatively. I had just started working. University of Baltimore had got me a job, and I was just getting by check to check, and I wanted to create like a model that could create some opportunities for others, but I also wanted to make some money. So I was lucky enough to find a person who was working in the furniture restoration industry for 35 years, and he was working for someone else. And so I told him, like, what if I could raise some money and start a company? Would you be interested in partnering, and going from there? And he didn't believe I can raise the money. He was just like, if you could do it, yeah. And, I went out and I raised the money. So my goals were, originally just to launch the company and keep it afloat. So I wanted to just, be able to cover our overhead, which wasn't that much, and then find our first followers. So just make a sale, just to, to prove that we can do it. So our first sale was the Belvedere 13th floor. So that was our first contract, and that was for $30,000. So it was challenging because I had a day job, and I was going to class in the evenings, and it was just pretty much some nights we would stay in the shop, spend the night in the shop doing the work. And the way the project worked was, you put down a deposit of your 50% or whatever, and then we have to wait until delivery of the furniture to get the final half. But we had to be able to cover payroll for our crew that was working with us in order to make it there. So we had some challenges there, like some serious challenges. So the best moment, obviously, was getting the check for $30,000. The worst moment was running out of operating money to sustain the business and even get the supplies to make the final delivery of the product. So we actually ran out of money, and we were short about $3,000. So I had to go out and borrow the money. So that was tough. And I actually went to a friend, which strangely enough charged me a predatory interest rate of 20%. But I was so desperate, like, to deliver on this job. Is my first job. I didn't want to fail at that. And he charged me 20% on the money, and it was tough. It was painful. I learned from that. I don't know if I would have done anything different because I learned so many valuable things. I think things played out the way they were supposed to play out. So I wouldn't say if I'd done anything different. Like, I done my research. We kept costs down as much as possible. So I think I'd done everything that I learned to do in class, because at the time when I was launching this company, I was taking entrepreneurial classes at University of Baltimore, and I was asking questions and getting a lot of advice. So I think I actually avoided a lot of mistakes. I would like to say that we'll be like the next IKEA, although I don't feel like IKEA makes quality furniture. Like, we do a lot of high-end stuff, but IKEA is a serious empire that millions and millions of dollars worth of furniture. So I wouldn't mind, having a model similar to IKEA where we can manufacture in large quantities furniture for everyone all over the world. So my personal goal the first one is financial independence, but I would also like to possibly own several businesses or maybe even a venture capitalist firm that could fund companies that have, that are obviously profitable with a social impact that creates job opportunities for disadvantaged communities.